David, and welcome to Equity Story. Um, I think basically the market's doing more or less what we predicted. I think it's just sort of if we have a look on the ASX 200. Now this is a daily chart, and as you can see, we've got this perfect sort of swinging downtrend. It's come up, it's hit this sort of moving average, it's come down, it's got a little sell signal, and it doesn't look very good at all. So I am imagining that obviously possibly tomorrow or Monday is going to be pretty negative. There are certain, like I've said, other algorithms we look at which I think is showing the market is very exhausted. I don't think we've been talking to a lot of the fund managers today. I think a lot of people are selling the Australian stocks, and I think that's why maybe you're seeing a lot of weakness in the top stocks in the ASX 200. The reason being, a lot of the foreign fund managers believe that the Aussie dollar is going to be going down a lot more, and I think they're sort of taking off some of their positions and getting their currency out of the country. Anyway, not to worry. So we'll see what obviously happens over the next few days, and obviously our fingers are crossed. I think I just like to talk about some stocks, and I think MIGME is one of these. And again, we had a chat today with the CEO of MIGME, who's one of the most, like I've often said, one of the most impressive individuals I've ever known. He's a guy that got Stanford Securities up and running and turning it into an extremely strong company. Now, MIGME had a lot of sort of really share price weakness, and often you can get really worried when you see share prices fall and there's no real explanation. But at Equity Story, we get on the blower, we talk to management, we want to know what's going on, and I think it was very interesting. And from what we gather, is what we put out in the email today, that I think it's obviously just some mums and dads selling some stock, and then apparently hit some trigger levels, and some fund managers then had to get out. Now, what I think it's done is given tremendous opportunity to buy into potentially one of the most exciting stories, I believe, on the ASX. And it's just really interesting that there are very similar companies that are, and MIGME are looking also to list possibly on the Nasdaq by the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And it's interesting that similar companies that are monetizing similar sort of numbers around the sort of 33 million, and that's what they've got, 33 million active users, MIGME. These companies are trading on market caps $900 million and upwards. So seeing little MIGME on this around about 100 million US, the market cap is at the moment, I think it's really incredibly undervalued. So it'll be very interesting to see how I think the stock will recover quickly, and be interesting to see how she trades over the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I do think though there's a superb opportunity, and although at the moment there's a lot of panic and fear, this is also a time where obviously we can buy some great companies at discount prices. I think another of these companies I'd like to talk about is Bud. Bud is as you can see, it's obviously listed. I think they raised a lot of money, around sort of 10 cents. It's come up, it started to move, and just I think here you've got this sort of market panic. It's come back to this sort of 11.5 cents, and I think it should find support around here and then make its way up. We really like the business model of Bud or Buddy. This is the next phase of the internet, the interconnection, the phase 3 of the internet, and Buddy are well positioned to take advantage of it. Funny enough, I was talking to one of the shareholders of it, who was recently at the seminar, and apparently they've got 6 or 7 huge orders where it's going to be potentially bringing in a lot of revenue into this company. I think each order they're talking about is in the realm of around sort of 20 million each, and I don't really understand if this is true, why the company haven't released this to the market yet, and I'm sure they will do in the future. But I think apparently they are possibly these contracts aren't fully signed up yet, But I think we are going to have a chat with management in the next 3 or 4 days, try and see how these sales are going along, and see what they can tell us. And I think, yeah, possibly Bud could be an absolutely fantastic story and some really great buying around these sort of prices. Again, we've gone long Northern Star. It's a little bit wary going long Northern Star at the moment because it has had a big run, but I just think it's the way the markets are looking, I think there's going to be a steeper decline. I think obviously the gold will do well, and Northern Star will obviously I think keep on going. We're sort of taking a long position with it, so I hope it doesn't quickly jump to $5 and give me a headache, because I might think we might have to take profits on it. But hopefully it won't do that to me. Another gold stock we like is Evolution. Again, I think these are two of my pretty favorite gold stocks on the ASX, and I think it's obviously worth having a look if you like gold. I'd like to bring your attention to Adacel. You can see on that long-term chart, Adacel looks absolutely stunning. Again, had a fantastic report last night. This company, it's in our 3-year growth section. It's kicking goals all the time. Absolutely love the story, and I think I had a client today phone me up and said, "Dave, should I buy some?" I said, "Listen, just the way the market sentiment is at the moment, I would sort of wait a day or so, or wait a week or so, because I think you just potentially even these great stories are getting sold down." Another one of those was SDA. I think they Speedcast. It's a story we've been watching as well. I think they had a fantastic report, and what they got sold down today. They went, I think at one stage they were sold down about 4%. There is a lot of fear and a lot of panic out there. Interesting, I'd like to pick out just CBA. This hit sort of record lows for the year. Again, this has been one of the banks that's managed to hold up pretty well. Again, it's starting to look really weak, and I think if it breaks under this $70 level, I think CBA could be in for a good correction as well. I'd just like to say we put out 2 stocks, and if you go to Einstein's training blog, 2 stocks that we said had some nice buy signals, and you can see that here, this little black line about to go through the red. These are little buy signals we point out, and we put these stocks out. Generally we do these for a lot of our members like to trade fairly short, and they like to look for a little stock each week where they can maybe make a bit of pocket money. And again, she came very nicely through. You can see on that buy signal, and it's good to see these buy signals working really well in obviously pretty difficult times. And again, AOG had that little buy signal as well. You can see that's where she was on Sunday when we called it, and bang, she came nicely through. And you can actually see these little areas here in the charts where, generally speaking, AOG does go through these buy signals fairly nicely. There you go. It didn't go there, so it doesn't happen every time, but so hopefully 60, 70, 80% of the time these buy signals will trigger quite nicely. Anyway, it's the markets are actually exhausting to watch all day, so forgive me if I sound a little bit tired by the end of the evening, but we are obviously doing everything in our power to watch these markets as carefully as we can for you. We are spending, if things we don't like, we're not panicking out of the stocks, but we are getting onto the management pretty quickly, getting a feeling what's going on with companies. So we have that sort of support behind us, and we look forward to bringing this report tomorrow night. Thank you very much, and good night.